material. First, okay, screen let me share. Look at this. This is the textbook. I opened the textbook for you. I uploaded this in the Teams class material section. But let us have a glimpse of this. This is the topic we are discussing. 7 point chapter 7. If you recall what we are discussing, so these are the things that I spoke about. Augment matrix, system of equations, Ax equal to b, and geometrically what does it mean? This is for 2-dimension case. For 3 dimensions, what will happen? Okay, so these are the things that you can just recollect. Then we have to talk about these things, Gauss elimination and other stuff. Okay, so we shall talk about that. You can keep reading the book, you will get a lot of information. So you should not restrict yourself to just the slides we use and then we discuss. Okay, it's you that we just give you an idea or a glimpse, or we guide you how to go about the things. Actual performance you should do. You should be something like a cricket player and a coach. Okay, a coach will just train the player. Only player has to play. He has to learn and play. Exactly that way you have to do the studies. You should not expect teachers to do or professors to do everything and present you on a platter, and that will not help you. Only they will know, you will not know. If you explore, you will know. Okay, so therefore you please keep reading the book for every topic that we discuss. Is that clear? So anybody waiting somewhere? Any other issues? Okay, people are waiting in the lobby. I don't know why you still continue to still why you are logging. I don't know.
Actually, in the timetable, they gave biology class, and then suddenly people got confused.
That is okay, but biology class also all the people should be there.
Yes, sir. That link they got confused.
The link, same link is given. So, I mean, there is no other link. This is only one link that is being shared for this slot. Sometimes, if there needs some work is there, we interchange the classes, seeing the timetable. So that is also that will be there as a part of this. Okay. Well, so because tomorrow I will not be handling, only for this week. Next week, as usual, we'll be going with our regular timetable. Well, so this is the topic in the textbook that we are going to discuss. Okay, let me go back to our slides then. Okay. Let me go back to the slides. Yeah. Okay. Slide show. Okay, on current slide. Okay, now the next, I mean, the today's topic is how to solve a system of equations. Okay, see, previously I plotted some graphs. Okay, for a system of equations. Then we discussed the possible solutions. One system had a unique solution where the lines intersect. Other system, two lines overlap. So that means it has infinitely many solutions. Third one is parallel lines, no solution. So, but when you have a more than 2 by 2 system, like say 3 by 3, 4 by 4 system, definitely you cannot plot the lines and see what is the solution. So we should have a algebraic way of solving the system of equations. Okay, so that's the point now. So how do we go about it? That is same as elimination. Somebody last class we were talking about elimination. That is nothing but a more formal name for that is Gauss elimination method. How do we do Gauss elimination method? By using row operations. What are the row operations we do? Multiply a row by a non-zero constant. Nothing will happen. A row is there. You multiply by non-zero constant. No, nothing will happen. Interchange any two rows. Nothing will happen. And add a non-zero multiple of one row to any other row. That means you multiply a row by a constant, add that to another row, things will not change. These three operations are called row operations. In fact, in Gauss elimination method, let me say we have solved, like how do we do that? So what do we do? Just let me see, give an example here. Okay, here. So let us say you got x plus y equal to 1, or okay, 2x plus y equal to 1, x minus y equal to 2. How do we do this? Actually, tell me. Suppose what is the matrix form of this? In matrix form, what is this? Okay, 2, 1, 1, minus 1. Then 1, 2. This is the augment matrix. Okay, this is the augment matrix. How do we solve this? See, what we do is we multiply this row by 2, or just add these two rows. Correct? Add these two rows. What will happen? Y will eliminate. So 3x equal to 3x will be 1. So once x is 1, we can get y. What is y? Y will be minus 1. Correct? So what is the solution here? 1 comma minus 1. X is 1, y is minus 1. So how do we do that? We actually, by adding these two rows, we eliminate y. That's exactly what we do in the Gauss elimination. So when more variables are there, we have to eliminate more variables. Two equations, one variable is eliminated. If you have n equations, so we have to eliminate n minus 1 variables. So that last equation will have possibly one variable which we can solve. That is the idea of Gauss elimination method. And how does that work? We apply these operations repeatedly. This is the whole idea. How do we go that? See, this is what. So what is the row of, in the process of applying Gauss elimination, we arrive at a form of the matrix that is called row reduced echelon form. What is that? I will talk about later. Now let us restrict our attention only to the Gauss elimination. Later we will talk about row reduced echelon forms. That should not be a problem. Okay, I'll tell you what is a row reduced echelon form. Okay. See, look at this. Row reduced echelon form. Row reduced echelon form. One second. Give me a second. Okay, for example, let me say this system is in row reduced echelon form. What does it mean? In the first row, non-zero entry should be 1. See, the first row non-zero entry should be 1. Below that, all should be zeros. And in the second entry, again the first non-zero entry should be 1, and to the left of it all should be zeros. To the left of it all entries should be zeros, to left and below, of course. Like that it should go on. Okay. Somebody keep on joining. This is Okay, so this is again a row reduced echelon form.
Sir,
So
can you
this
explain again, sir?
I'll come back. Okay, just listen to this. Row reduced echelon form means, okay, there's 3 points. Let us recall. First non-zero entry in a non-zero row is 1. So this is first non-zero row, first entry should be 1, non-zero value should be 1, non-zero value. 0 is there means you have to look at the next. So first entry should be 1, below that all should be zeros, below that. Next go to the second row, again a non-zero, first non-zero entry should be 1 and to the left and below all should be zeros. To the left and below all zeros, like that it should go on. So that means what? The system should look something like this. Okay, how does the system look like? See, it should be similar to a upper triangular matrix, say 1 2 1 0 1 2 0 0 1. So this is a row reduced echelon form. This is row reduced echelon form. RRF, row reduced EF. Whereas, how do you get here? How do you get here? We get here by applying row operations. So whereas, okay, let me say 1 2 1 0 1 2 1 0 1. This is not RRF. Or row reduced RREF, not RRF. Why? Because first non-zero entry 1, below all should be zeros, but you have a 1 here, so that is not possible. That we don't call it as a RRF. So second row 1, below that 0, then third row 1, that is okay. All left entries should be zeros. So this is not RRF, whereas this is RRF. Look at this again here. This is also RRF, row reduced echelon form, RREF. Why? Because first entry 1, below all zeros, and to the left of that level and below all zeros only. This is fine. Here also 1, left all zeros, fine. This is also same, row reduced echelon form, 1 below all zeros, here again 1 below all zeros, then there is no non-zero entry, no problem. So this is also fine. This is also RRF. And finally, this is also RRF. All these are row reduced echelon form. Okay. So even if there is a 2 here, you can still reduce it to echelon form by dividing that row throughout by 2. Okay, that is also possible. So this, how do you get all these forms? Tell me, how do you get all these forms? You have to apply row transformations and arrive at this form. That's all. You have to apply row transformations. That's the main. So this row transformations, what is the idea? To solve the system of equation by Gauss elimination method. In the process, what we get, we can arrange it in the form of a row reduced echelon form. Why that is that form is required is because it is very easy to solve a system of equations. Let us now straight away go into some problems. Okay, first thing, look at this. What does this operation means? Ri and Rj are interchanged. That means row I and row j are interchanged. This is the meaning of first operation. This one. This one. What is this means? We are multiplying Ri, ith row, by a constant C. What is the third one means? We are multiplying Ri with C and then adding that value to Rj. All these operations you can do in Gauss elimination. There is no problem. So what do we do? Let us straight away take this using Gauss elimination method. Solve it. we will keep this later. We don't focus much on Gauss-Jordan method. Of course, this is another way of doing things. Okay, slightly different way that has got more advantage. But our discussion and things will be restricted to Gauss elimination method only. Gauss-Jordan method is not that thing that we are going to use it, though it's very important. We will restrict ourselves to only this. Now you see, we have to solve this. What is the system? 2x1 plus 6x2 plus x3 equal to 7. x1 plus 2x2 minus x3 equal to minus 1. 5x1 plus 7x2 minus 4x3 equal to 9. So arrange that into augment matrix. So what is that? 2, 6, 1 and then 7, then 1, 2, minus 1, minus 1, 5, 7, minus 4, 9. That's the thing. So what is that we want? First we want in the first row non-zero entry should be 1, but it is 2, but below there is 1. So what we can do? We can interchange the two rows. That is the first thing we are doing, first operation. R1 and R2 are interchanged. Okay, R1 and R2 are interchanged. R1 comes here.
Sir,
Ah.
instead of that, should we divide the
Yeah, we
first row
can
by
do it.
2?
Yeah, we can do it. So as far as possible, avoid fractions.
Okay, sir.
If you have fractions, then you will make a calculation mistake. That's the only thing. So as far as possible, try to avoid fractions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you can't avoid, then that's different. Okay. Now row 1 and row 2 are interchanged. So therefore what is happening? 1, 2, minus 1 on up, first row, 2, 6, 1, 7 is the second row. That's the first step. Now with the help of this entry, I am going to make this 0 and this 0. So what you should do for R2? R2 should be replaced by what? R2 minus 2R1. Then R3 is R3 minus 5R1. Can you see those same operations are written here? Please look at this. So this is R2. This is R3. Same thing. What I have written here, same operations are written there. R2 is R2 minus 2R1. R3 is R3, 5R1. Do that operation, you will get this. Is that clear? This is what you are going to get out.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
5 matrix. Is there any restriction that we should not use 3 row operations at a time?
No, you will make a mistake. Because after that operation, you have to take that row. Otherwise, you will. There is a possibility you will mix the calculations. That's the problem.
Solely maximum 2 operations we can use at a time.
If there are 3 or 4 rows, then you can do 4 operations. But you have to go systematically. Procedure is first non-zero, below all zeros. If there are 5 rows, all 5 operations you can do.
Yes, sir.
You should not mix up with second row, third row, and second row, third row you should not use. Only first row element you have to use.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Yes. So therefore, after that, these operations, what you got 1, 0, 0, and then this is a situation. Now please come to this level. Now with the help of this, I am going to make this 0. But before that, we would like to have 1. So that is why they have written divided by 2 and we got the fractions. So what I do is, I will not divide by 2. Simply I'll keep as it is, and then last we can divide by 2. That is not a problem. Please remember that. Otherwise you have to deal with the fractions. Both are same only. Now with the help of this entry, you try to make this 0. What is the operation you should write? It's slightly different. So what they have done is they have divided by 2. If you divide by 2, what will happen? 0, 1, 3 by 2, 9 by 2. Then make this 0. How do you make 0? This operation is clear, right? Then after, so with this operation you get this matrix. Here what you have to do is R3 is what? R3 plus 3R1, 3R2, I'm sorry, plus 3R2. So minus 3 plus 3 will be 0. Next, 1 plus 9 by 2. What is that? 11 by 2. Next, what will be that? 14 plus 27 by 2. How much is that? 55 by 2. Okay, so that's what you have got here. This one. Finally, if you want 1 year, you divide this row by 11 by 2. What will happen? 0, 0, 1 and 5. That's what you got. This stops. Now this is in echelon form. So when you apply Gauss elimination method to solve the system using row operations, the resulting matrix will be row reduced echelon form. If at all non-zero elements are there other than 1, you can make it 1 by dividing by 2. That is not a big issue. So that's this stops. Now you see the best part. We can continue to write the solution from the backward. Now recover the system from this. What will be the last equation? Tell me what is the last equation? Hello?
X3 is to 5.
Yes.
X3
That
is
is
equal
called,
to 5.
yeah, correct. X3 equal to 5. Backward. Next, right here. What is this? X2
3 by 2
Plus 3 by 2 is equal to 9 by 2.
equal to 9 by 2. So X3 value you know. So 15 by 2, 9 by 2 minus 15 by 2. So what is X2? X2 will be X3 value you use there.
3 by 2 into 5.
That's what 3 by 2 into 5 is 15 by 2. 9 by 2 minus 15 by 2 is minus 3.
minus 3.
Minus 3.
So X3 is 5, X2 is minus 3, then substitute in the first equation. So you will get X1 value. What's the X1?
7.
7, sir.
7.
X1 is 7. That is the solution. So then, in fact, applying this method now is very easy using the computers, the computers that are available today, and there are algorithms and programs with different languages using MATLAB or C program. There are to implement Gauss elimination. Okay, now you have to search these programs in net and implement them using some problems, solve some problems using that and understand how it works. Okay, this will be, see, the evaluation pattern is something like this. Let me tell you, you have 20 marks for continuous assessment, 30 marks for midterm, 50 marks for end sem exam. Okay, please remember this 20 marks for internal assessment. I will give one quiz and one project or assignment. We can call it as project or assignment. That project, what is methods what we are discussing, you can implement them using some programming language, maybe a C, a basic programming language, or even you can go for some Java programming, or you can download, you can search the net for the programs, you will get it. But only thing is you have to try different problems, how the algorithm program works, you have to understand that. what are the issues, why for some problems it will not work. Those analysis if you do and submit, it will have weightage. Simply copy and submit it, it will not have much weightage. It all depends on how you are going to explore these things. That will have minimum 10 marks. Another 10 marks is for quiz, so that will be 20 marks. Maybe I will reduce the weightage of quiz, I increase the weightage of this project, mini project, programming assignment or project, whatever you call. So this submission will be towards the end. I will tell you 2 weeks before the commencement of end. Till that time you have a time. Till that time I will give you permission to submit. Okay, so in the process we are going to discuss many methods. All these methods you can try the same method or different method, no problem. But if you put lot of, I will come to know how much effort you have put. Based on that I am going to give the marks. It is up to you. The internet is like a ocean. You can just put, even you can come some mini project like where some application is there. If that application is so good, we can present it in a conference. You can make it as a conference paper publication. Even that is also possible. So it's all up to you what application you want to explore. Is that clear? Any questions on this? Maybe the idea is very general. You may not be able to digest this, but I'm telling you. First,
Sir, I didn't exactly understand what you meant by the mini project.
Mini project means this linear algebra concepts are there, no? For example, applications of linear algebra in computer graphics or computer signal processing and many other areas. If you search, you will get some glimpse of these things. If you can go through those papers and understand that and implement it in your own language, that will become a project, mini project. Suppose using Java, somebody has implemented, you implement same thing using another programming language. If you try understand what is there and interpret, that itself is a project for us. You understood what it exactly it is. Is that clear?
So we'll have to write or develop a code as the mini project.
No need of developing. Codes are available online. You, for example, after this class, you search for Gauss elimination C program, Gauss elimination Java program, you will get it. Online compilers are there. You run it. See how it works.
When we have to submit, sir?
I told you not till the end of the semester you will have time. Keep ready, and I will go through each one of your submission, and I will find out how much effort you have put.
So we have to develop our own one.
Not necessary, boss. Even if you develop, no problem. You develop it. I will come to know whether you really developed or okay. You need not develop. You download it, run some problems. Now this problem is there. You take another problem and run and see what difference it gives you. Is it okay? Correct solution is given. If you don't get a solution, why you are not getting a solution? Those analysis you have to do. That is where you are. This not only for this method. There are many more methods, around 5, 6, 7 methods that we are going to discuss, where you can use computers.
So basically we have to look up for the code, understand it, analyze it, run our own problems and sums on it.
Yes.
And
then
make
a document.
then create some sort of project report.
Yes, some 1, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, no problem.
Okay, sir.
That's it. Not only for this method, there are many methods. All of you can choose same method or different method, no problem. But you can have related work on this. Is that clear?
Sir, some of these methods will have certain exceptions, no, sir?
That's exactly what I'm telling. You analyze them. You write the reason, what you understand. That will have more value. Just running this will not work.
Yes. So, sir, so what I wanted to ask was that if you are doing it into a computerized program, we'll choose the one which has least exceptions, no, sir? Okay, sir.
Do it.
Yes, sir.
We want you to try something different, okay? We don't want to give you something and do it and then come back. No, that's not correct. Let's have flexibility and variety. Okay. Is that okay? Even one of the program, one or two programs for some other methods, I will run it. I will show you how things work, why it will not work, all those things. I have downloaded some C programs or something like that, where online compilers are there. We can go there and compile it and run it. Not a problem. I'll show you the results, how it works. Is that okay? So that way we. Yes, please.
Sir, you show someone an example.
I'll show. I have programs, I'll show it. Okay. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll show for some other method, not from this. Okay. Because last time I did not try for this, so I'll give that option for you. Okay, fine. So you got the solution now. 1, -3 and 5 is the solution for the system. This is how Gauss elimination works. And Gauss-Jordan method. What is Gauss-Jordan method? Is slightly modified after this first step. Now, after this first step, with the help of this entry, second row, second entry, the above entry is also made 0. That's all. So I'll show you that. But anyway, we will not focus with the help of this. Not only below, this also made 0. So what is that? How do you do that? R1 is R1 minus 2R2. R1 minus 2R2. Then this also becomes 0. Finally, here 1 is there. With the help of this one, this entry is made 0. This entry is made 0. So that means you will have 1, 0, 0 here. So what is the difference? You will get the solution directly. See, x1 is 10, not 1. So what is the x3 is 5. What is x2? -3. x1 10. So when in Gauss-Jordan method, what happens is you will get the solution directly. First value is x1, x2, x3, like that. So that's the advantage. But then some more operations you have to do. With the help of this, this is made 0 and this also made 0. So that other things will be disturbed. But anyway, Gauss-Jordan, this is Gauss-Jordan, GG. But we restrict our attention to Gauss elimination only this one. Okay. Fine. Okay, next another method. Let us try solving this. Solve it. You can do parallelly. So what is the augment matrix? Augment matrix. Write down 1, 3, -2, -7, then 4, 1, 3, 5,
2 minus 5.
5, 7, 19. So first is already 1, no problem. This should be made 0 and this should be made 0. So what is our row operation? R2 is R2 minus 4R1. R3 is R3 minus 2R1. So what will happen? Tell me. Oh. Tell me what is that happens?
Sir, should
First
I-
there is no change. 1, 3, -2, -7. So this will be 0. 1 minus 12 minus 11. 3 plus 8, 11. Then 5 plus 28, 33. So similarly, last row 0, then -5, -2, -7,
So minus 11.
Minus 11, huh? Yeah. Next.
11.
7 plus 4.
11.
11
And then 33.
33.
33. Correct. Please listen. Now 1 below all zeros. Next, with the help of this, we can make below all entries 0. You can make this 1 and then make 0. But I don't want to involve in. Okay, you can do that. What? So this is one step. R2 is R2 by minus 11. R3 is R3 by minus 11. So what will happen? Tell me. 1, 3, minus 2, minus 7, 0, minus
1.
sorry, 1, 1, minus 1,
minus 1,
Minus
Minus 3.
minus 3,
minus 3,
0,
1, minus 1, okay, minus 1, minus 3, okay, now this is fine. With the help of this, I should make this 0. So what is that again? R3 is R3 minus R2. So look at this. 1, 3, minus 2, minus 7, 0, 1, minus 1, minus 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
That's all. So that is the law. The row with all zeros is in the end. That's fine. So first entry 1 below all zeros. Next second row 1 below all zeros. So the system ends now. I mean the elimination procedure ends. So the system is now in Gauss. I mean row reducible echelon form. How do you write the solution now? How do you write the solution?
1x plus 3y.
That's equal to some
3x2
constant.
minus 2x.
No, come from the backward substitution. What is that? x2 x2 minus x3
equals to minus.
3. Is that
Substitute
clear?
x3 equal to 0.
1 second. Somebody said take x3 equal to 0. It's correct. But why we should take 0? Why we
Because
should take
x3 is equal to the 0 in last row.
No,
We
no,
got
no, that's
x3 is
x3 can be any value. So,
That's equal to some constant.
some not constant, some arbitrary value, some real value. It can be any real value. So x3 equal to k. Let x3 equal to t. Arbitrary real number. Let me write here. Okay. x3 equal to t. Then what is x2? x2 is what is that? Minus 3 plus t. Okay. So this is x2. Then how do you write x1? First equation. Okay. x1 plus 3x2
minus 2x3
minus 2x3
2x3 equals
1.
7. 7 minus 7. Minus 7, no?
yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Now we make the substitutions. x1 plus 3 into x2 minus 3
3 plus t
plus t minus 2 into t equals to minus 7. Simplify.
X1 is equal to 2 minus 2.
minus 9 plus 3t
Minus 9 plus 3t. Correct? The solution is there. What is that? No, x1 is 2 minus t.
Yes, sir. 2 minus t.
This is not correct. So x1 is,
X1 is equal to 2 minus t.
what is x2? Minus 3 plus t. Minus 3 plus t. What is x3? This is solution. T is any real value. T. I think some T is any real value. How many solutions are there?
3.
No.
Right.
Each T value, one solution you will get. Infinitely.
But
Infinitely many solutions.
sir, I did not understand why x3 we have taken it as any real value.
Because it will not affect us. You cannot restrict to it is 0. Correct? If you take any value, it is not going to affect us. We have to take larger value, larger possibility. You cannot say it is 0. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
You can't say it is 0. 0 is one of the option. That's all.
Yes, sir. I understand.
0 is one of the option. Is that clear? Now this system has got infinitely many solutions. Earlier system, what type of solution for earlier system? Unique solution. This system we got unique solution, but this one we got infinitely many solutions. So what do you observe in the case of infinite many solution? What will happen? At least one row will vanish, no?
Yes, sir.
That's the point here. Here, previously when we applied a row reduced echelon row operations, no row vanished. So we got a unique solution. So if you are getting infinitely many solution, at least one row should vanish. It's an indication that infinitely many solution. Is that clear?
If one row is vanished, that means it is infinitely many solutions, sir.
One row, at least one row vanishes means it will be infinitely, it will give you infinitely many solutions.
So we can take, we can suppose t to any of this now. Sir, we can suppose x1 also t in this.
Yeah, correct. Possible. x1t or x2t, you can take any one, you can fix one variable, that's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Fine. So this is a solution that we have discussed. T is any real value. This is a many. This system has infinitely many solutions. Scratchings are here because of some technical issue with my writing pad. You just make those corrections. Okay. Suppose if you use a computer program to solve this, see what is the situation it results. Because it will be a little bit difficult to handle this kind of situations there. So all those things you can highlight. Next, inconsistent system. What do you mean by inconsistent system?
Which has no solution.
So when you apply Gauss elimination method, what will be the situation? We shall see it in the next class. Okay, so we shall see that in the next class. But for you, there are problems here. Now you can solve some of these. Go for only Gauss elimination. Don't go for Gauss Jordan. You don't want that. Just listed, but you solve this. This is not required. You need not do this. Go for only this Gauss elimination. Fine. Try these problems, some of these problems. I will share this. I will share this problem list, and we will discuss. I will continue our discussion in the next class.
Sir, will you share the problems from the Google Teams, sir?
No, it is from textbook only. Textbook. From textbook only.
Sir, can you once specify?
Just now I showed it. No, I have already uploaded in the your team's class material section.
Yes, sir. We download this.
Okay.
Please constantly be in touch with your book. At least whenever you have a class, weekly once or twice, at least twice or thrice you open the textbook. Please. It's a humble request. Not only mathematics, every textbook prescribed, you open and read it line by line, understand the concept thoroughly and be confident on that area. Don't do, even if you have my slides and you can manage to score good marks, but that is not the requirement. Please read the textbook. For that matter, in Amruta, every teacher, if you prepare for their slides and their material, you can manage exceptionally well, but that is not enough. Please read the textbooks. Make your own notes, points, bulleted points, observations. And what you learn will stay with you. What is taught to you may not stay with you for long, but what you learn, it will stay with you for long. Okay, so with that note, I will end this class for today. Tomorrow, madam will take the class. We will meet on Monday again, first hour. So I'm telling you, all of you, please log in before before 8:30. I will be definitely joining by 8:25. And between 8:25 and 8:30, I expect everyone to join the class. Okay? Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
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 Yeah. Stop reading.